Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here. And today I'm doing another video to showcase some of the items that I was gifted by the gals in during the retreat, during the vacation time when Thelma and Val were here, when Thelma and I would go thrifting. Sometimes she would buy me something and she would surprise me. So there's all kinds of goodies here. I'm getting to the last of the retreat goodies, and then I probably will have 2 more days of, or 2 more videos of the fabric sale, which was amazing in itself. But hopefully I can wind it up in these 3 videos and get on to some other things and my more current thrifting, because I have been thrifting as Deb says, retail therapy, because I've been missing everybody. I've been going out thrifting by myself, and so I've been picking up even more stuff, and so I have more bags of goodies to share in my regular Thrifty Canucks videos. And very recently I went on a thrift day with my friends Nancy and Angie. Now, Angie is a vendor at the Dairytown Market where I used to also sell my stuff. I used to have a booth there in Sussex. And I gave it up because I really wanted to focus on my creative side as well as doing videos and YouTube. So I gave up my booth because you can't do everything. You either have to do one or the other or be bad at everything. So I decided I wanted to do the YouTube and the creative side. But Angie and I have become such good friends over the course. Now, she is not a junk journaler, not into it at all, but she does know what I like. So she does save me scraps and bits and pieces of things. Sometimes she gets linen that isn't in perfect shape, so she passes it on to me. And sometimes she finds scrapbook paper on her travels, so she puts it in a pile for me. And recently I made a whole bunch of business cards for her, kind of a shabby chic style, using bits and pieces of baubles and scraps and some vintage teacup images because she specializes in China. So I made her some handmade business cards, and she just loved them. So anyway, because of Angie, I got introduced to Nancy from the flea market that I go to in St. John on Sundays. And so I sort of became friends with Nancy too, because when I had my booth at the market, she was finding stuff for me. And we sort of became friends. She would look for things that I liked. And so, we finally had a day where the 3 of us could go on a thrifting adventure together. And oh my goodness, like they are completely different when they're thrifting, because they're looking for stuff that they can resell, and I'm looking for stuff that I can repurpose. So there is never a clash, which is fun. Except I did get a blanket once with Angie. That she had her bottom lip out on, but most of the time it's we don't have any issues where we're clashing and wanting the same things, which is awesome. They're looking, like I said, for things that they can turn around and flip, and I'm looking for things that I can repurpose, so it all works out good. So we'll have those videos coming up as well, and I just thought I'd give you a little bit of introduction to Angie and Nancy, and I'll confirm more and tell you more about them when I get to those videos. But yeah, today I'm focusing on the last bit of the retreat and, the gifts I got from Thelma, because there are so much. And even still, I'm going to be honest, some things got packed away and used up already, or have just simply forgotten. So, I'm sorry to all the gals who gave me all these wonderful gifts if I've left something out. But, as I come through it, I go, oh, I didn't show people this, which I have a few of those today as well. So I will now show you the last of the best of all of it. And then we will get on to other videos after. The only thing I'm not going to share today is Thelma's journal that she made for me at the very end. I will save that for a separate flip through, which I will do shortly as well. But let's get carried on here. So this was a fabric bundle I found on my bed one night. because we do that every night. We put something on each other's bed, or in the morning we put it on the bed, and I always give them a little chocolate with it. So it's just fun. You know, it's just little surprises every day. So this was on my bed, and it's beautiful butterfly fabric with these lovely flowers. I'm just going to try to unroll it a little bit without showing you what's underneath it. So yeah, it's just beautiful fabric. This just speaks junk journal to me. You know, it covers definitely coming up, and I will bring you along for each piece of fabric when I work with it. Hopefully by the time I do get to work with it, I still remember it came from Thelma. So thank you for this lovely fabric, Thelma. And it's a good chunky piece. I'd probably be able to get at least 2, maybe 4 journals out of it. And then when you unfold it, yeah, maybe even 6 journals, I would say. Well, 4 for sure. So when you unfold it, I open it up and there is more. So I got a lovely piece of a sari, and look at the bling. I'm surprised, Thelma, that you would even give this to me. Look at the bling on this thing. Can you see? It's probably, you know, blinding you with the camera. But it's just gorgeous. It's got this rhinestone in the center here. And these are all real rhinestone settings. So it's not the glued on. So this is an older sari, and definitely would have been a more expensive sari. And then look how this unfolds like this. Isn't this gorgeous? Now, this is a little harder to take apart, you know, if I wanted to use it in sections, because you do have to cut through these pieces and then do some mending to them afterwards, because these are all individual pieces that are put on. And so depending on how you want to use it, you have to give some thought as to how you take it apart. But I have a couple of these long pieces that go across the yoke and bodice, and I've kept them whole with the idea that I may do some art projects with them. So that is a possibility. And I think I was showing you in another video that when you turn it upside down, it almost has the look of a temple. And I really, it's hard to show, each one is different, but it has a real different look to it. So I have thought about doing some framing and then maybe doing some additional embroidery work on the pieces themselves to further enhance the background. But yeah, they're just gorgeous. So I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I have a couple of ideas, and I have a couple of frames that are waiting for me to do this, and just need, you know, a couple days to think it out a little bit more seriously. But I do love this no matter what, whether I take it apart and use it or whether I keep it as a whole piece. I love it. So thank you, Thelma. This is gorgeous. And then there was this one, and this is part of a scarf, and it has these gold embroidered feathers on here. These are fun to cut out, and depending on how you cut them out, like sometimes you can cut them out as a long strip. Like you have to see how they work. Now this one is a little bit willy-nilly, so I don't know. Let's just move this one out of the way first. Let's see this way. Yeah, I might be able to cut them in strips like this. I think I'd have to go, yeah, straight up and down. You need to find the pattern, whatever the pattern is, because it does flow in a pattern. You know, that's how they make these. So once you find how the pattern works, by looking at the different feathers, you know, maybe it's a row of 2 feathers, then I can cut them into strips and use them sort of as a second layer of a snippet roll. And if that doesn't work out, then I can always cut them out individually in little squares to use them as embellishments on a snippet roll as well. So yeah, I play around and I look at the best way to cut this up, and sometimes I can go across. Now these ones aren't going quite across, so it depends on the pattern, but I will figure it out, or one way or another it will get chopped up and used as individual embellishments, because cutting a piece like this is fun as well. I'm just going to pause the camera for a second. Be right back. And I'm back. Sorry about the pause. Tom was coming downstairs to get some stuff and he didn't realize I was filming, so I wanted to stop it so he didn't have to worry about making noise or anything like that. So yeah, there is this beautiful fabric, and I'm going to definitely use this for lots of fun projects. I just love the feathers. They're gorgeous. Thank you, Thelma. And thank you, of course, for this beautiful piece. Yes, at least 4 journals out of this, if not even 6. Just gorgeous. Love the butterflies. I'm looking forward to this. Gorgeous colors. Put that away. That's the fun part, is I get to put all these goodies away afterwards. Another beautiful one that was on my bed again at nighttime, and the girls got quite a kick out of it because we were all going to bed and I draped myself in it. And if you're going to the bathroom, you have to pass my room, and I draped myself in this, and I was just laying on the bed like, you know, like Cleopatra or something. So they got a kick out of it. They wanted to take pictures and I wouldn't let them. But yeah, just fun. And oh, this is beautiful. Look at all the luscious gems on here. So this is a sari scarf, and just goes on for miles. The trim goes on this way. So the same thing. Now this one doesn't have a lot of beads that might come off. So as long as I'm catching it, you know, it's almost like sunflowers, isn't it? It's beautiful. So when I cut it, I just have to make sure I cut it a little bit extra long and maybe fold it over so that none of the sequins and stuff come off. But this goes all the way around the whole entire scarf, right around. And they are sewn right into the fabric, so it's not like it's a separate panel I can cut off. So when I go to use it, I'm just going to move some of this over here like this. When I go to use it, here we go. I will, you know, cut it off in sections to work with it, but make sure I leave myself a little extra room so that I can fold that over and tuck it under and glue it down. I probably will even go as far as taking my, you know, measuring out what I want and then taking my hot glue and gluing on both sides here where the ends are, so that when I take it off, you know, hopefully it'll catch a lot of these threads so that not too many of the gems will fall off. That is kind of the plan. Then throughout the whole scarf, you see these little embellishments here. These two, they're quite decorative, and there's lots of them. So I will cut them out and use them for, you know, embellishing on projects over and above that. You know, maybe a nice fancy cluster or a snippet, or even on the side of a pocket or something, or on the side of a tab by gluing it onto other fabrics or paper to give it a little bit more stability. And then all of this leftover netting in between, it has sequins on here, so it doesn't go to waste. I put it in my shabby bits, and then I use it for slow stitching or clusters or whatever to use this up, because it's equally as nice. So I can use something like this to enhance on a project, for color and give it that little bit of glitz because of the little gold sequins, and it's beautiful. But the whole scarf is just all these little embellishments with all of the, I keep hitting this basket of stuff I have over here. I don't know if you can even see it. Probably not. It's got all kinds of bits in it. Actually, here's the basket, or the tray. This came from Thelma as well. She gave us all, Val and I, each one of these, because we went to St. Andrews and we were in a little gift shop. So I'm using it to hold my bits while I was sewing, but I keep hitting it, so I'm going to just move it. But yeah, so there's lots to work with. And I know a lot of you look at these things and you probably think, oh my gosh, how can you cut into that? It gets easier as you do it. I always say the first cut is the deepest, which is true. You know, when you're making these, once you cut into it, it doesn't matter anymore. So, you know, find some little thing like this and make the snip and make that choice. And you know that eventually you've got to work with it. Even if you start in one corner and not touch the rest of the scarf, you've already made that first cut, and that is the deepest. So then it gets easier to cut up the rest of it. And, you know, as much as I would love to keep all of these, I'd have to live, you know, in a very, very big house just to keep all of the fun supplies. So I really do have to use it, but I enjoy it. So it's not that I don't get my value out of cutting it up. I do. And this will last a very long time, this piece, but yeah, I do cut them up. That's my thing, snip, snip. So thank you, Thelma. And, you know, I've got these little bits on the table, so I'm going to go through some of this. Now, this came from Jen. And again, I found it in the bag, so I said, oh, I better show everybody this one. She had got some strawberry fabric or netting tulle from BB Craft. She got a roll of the strawberry netting with the white background and with the black background. So she gave me, it looks like she's given me about a yard of each. Thank you. And these can be used as an overlay on a project, or as, that's the back side here, it's more shiny on this side, as an overlay like on a page, or even on a snippet roll as an overlay so that you really see the strawberries. Again, you can pull parts of the pattern out so you have a long strip to work with. Just so gorgeous. And both Jen and Deb are working on strawberry shortcake journals. So there's a lot of strawberry stuff floating around. Even in my studio, there's been an overload of strawberries. But so now I have to do some kind of strawberry journal. But I'm not going to do a strawberry shortcake journal. No way, no how. But I will incorporate this into some type of a strawberry journal. I'm thinking a strawberry wine journal. That's where I would go with this. So yeah, I'm going to keep that for that kind of a project. And then she gave me a lot of these beautiful old fabric leaves. Now I have some somewhere, but I don't know where they are. So I'm going to enjoy using these. Look at the colors, eh? These are so retro. The yellow, the pink, the teal blue. That is gorgeous. And the white, of course, can be colored in any color you want. You know, I've been doing all this dyeing. It's too bad I didn't realize these were here. I could have caught these with some of my colors that I was doing, but could be for another video. So yeah, I've got these now to work with my flowers. I love them, and I know I have some somewhere, but I don't know where. So this will come in really handy to use. Thank you so much, Jen. And then again, Jen had a kind of a box of communal freebie stuff, and I found this jar of sequins in the pile, and so this went into my bucket too. I'll just take them out to show you. Now there are a combination of sequins and confetti in here, and yes, after this video, while I'm waiting for it to upload, I will painstakingly go through all of these and pull the shaker items out. And I just want these teal sequins and any other color sequins that I find in here, anything that has the hole in them. These little shaker balloons, not something I would use, so I will pass it down the line, but I will sit here quietly and separate everything, because that's what we do, right? It's that OCD that kicks in and says, nope, you can't keep it in that jar all mixed up. So thank you, Jen. I love these teal blue sequins, and I look forward to using them in many slow stitch projects. Yeah, it's fun when people have these free boxes and you get to go through them and pick things that you want and can play with. So I will put those aside, but I'm going to leave this up here because I do want to fix that and separate it. So now this came from Thelma, and I think this might have been one of those pillow things. And I got some beautiful beaded trim in several pieces. She must have taken this off of something, maybe, or maybe she found it like that. But beautiful. Love the color brown. It's kind of a coppery brown color. And then this is a fun tassel made with all different kinds of chains. These are all very, very small chains. So to me, I look at this and say this could be a journal closure. I will enhance it maybe with other things. But yeah, definitely a journal closure. Sometimes when you get jewelry and you look at it and it's not easy to take apart, or you don't have a use, now I'm going to say there are other uses which I will explain, but sometimes when you're not sure, this is a great way to turn it into something that is a closure. And that may come up in some videos coming up, but this one I will think about it before I use it as a journal closure, because you can take these individual strands. And they are hard to, like, none of these are all beads. I don't know if you can see that or not. They're all beads. They don't have holes in them, but there are a few. No, there aren't any. I thought some of these were linked. Okay, so none of them are linked. So these are just continuous strands that you can use. Now you can cut them into pieces to use like this. A little harder to glue down. So this is where I would stitch them on. So I would do a couching method around the beads to stitch it onto a project. So that is an option to use this in bits and pieces. But once you start, that's pretty much it. That's what you're going to be using it for. But to keep it as a whole, then I would use it as a closure. So it depends on what it is that I'm working on as to whether or not I want to do either or. But yeah, it will go on my display, and then when I need this color or I come across it, that will be how I use it. So fun goodies. Now I'm going to leave those out to show off here. And then she gave me this big bag. This was on my bed one day. She brought a lot of things for Tom too, just so you know. Although he didn't get them on the bed. Now this is beaded chain. Now I don't know if it's like a garland and is continuous or if it's pieces, because I really haven't taken it out of the bag. I think it's a continuous garland. But what I love about this is that it has the chains in between. So this may end up in my patio window that I've yet to do as part of the dangles, because then I can cut it wherever I want and just add something wonderful at the bottom and a ring at the top and be done. So that is a very good possibility. And yeah, it's one continuous piece here, I see. Where did you find this, Thelma? I just love it. So yeah, there's a lot of mileage here. I think it might be one, maybe it's two pieces, but either way, it's a long continuous piece. And so I will certainly be able to use it for whatever projects I want. It's got the faux crystals in between, like they're made out of acrylic, but they're cut like like a more expensive acrylic bead, so they will pick up the sunlight and glimmer just as nicely. So yeah, this will be fun to use for my window. I think that's exactly what I'm going to use it for. Yeah, goes on for miles. So it's one big continuous piece. Love it. I'm going to put this over here too, so that we can look at it and enjoy it. And then I think I'm going to take this upstairs to show upstairs, or to create with upstairs to make some window dangles. This was another bag of goodness from Thelma. I don't know when I got it. It might have been wrapped up in something, or it might have been part of the retreat. I'm not sure, but I know that there were, she gave me a big stack of napkins. I've since put all those napkins away that I've got. I got napkins from Val, from Thelma, from the girls. Thank you so much for all of the lovely napkins. And yeah, if I didn't have enough, I bought some too. But I love napkins, and now I've got a few extra uses with them. But this was part of what Thelma gave me, and I think the napkins were in here too, because it was quite a big bundle in this envelope, which I'm going to put on the other side because I will repurpose the envelope. So a bunch of playing cards in here. Roses. Oh, these are all Joker cards. That's what this is. Okay. Jokers, because I collect the Joker from different card sets when I get them. And I love having the different patterns. So here's, oh, look at this one with the roses. That's pretty. And then it's got the, this is an Alice in Wonderland card. And yeah, roses on this one. Love the Joker. Fun. Oh, look at her. Isn't she beautiful? So this goes in my collection of Joker cards, which is, one day I'll show it all to you. I'll have to put it all together so you can see all the different cards. And then this beautiful envelope. Isn't that gorgeous? With a card inside. And are you ready for this? Are you ready? You open up and look at all of these little miniature goodies she's made for me. So they are all little images done with photo printing. And then she's backed them all with a little bit of black paper to give that matte edge on all of the pieces. But aren't they beautiful? Some are images, I think, from my collection. Some are her own. Yeah, these little cheesecake girls are from some of my collection. But just beautiful little pieces of art that are, you know, inchies and sort of domino size that I can use to add. Oh, look at her. Isn't she gorgeous? And I can add into my own art creations. Love these. Thank you, Thelma. They are so beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to tuck them all back in here. Actually, I'm just going to leave those on the table too. And then she gave me these sheets. Now, I don't know if she printed these or if she bought them from somewhere, but I think they're all doors. She may have bought these. Look at the images. The colors are just amazing. Gorgeous. And then some different sheets of paper. Very pretty. Love these. I have a couple of small journals that I'm working on that I could include these. Now they're white on the back side, so I can include these in my journals for accent pages. Oh, so pretty. Very medieval looking. Beautiful. Lots of different designs too. I don't know if any of them are duplicates. I haven't really been paying attention to that, but just gorgeous. Yeah, Thelma, I want to know more about these. Oh, here's some more doors. Oh, these are beautiful. Did you print these or did you purchase them like this? Because then I could certainly let everybody know where you got them from. Just beautiful. Oh, I will enjoy playing with these and working with them. Yeah, I think this one's a duplicate. So there might be 2 of each in the pile. Ah, just gorgeous. If only we could create 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, I think Thelma gave everybody, or maybe Val gave it. No, Val gave us different pen cases. But I think Thelma gave us stuff in these, and then somehow I got an extra one. I don't know how, but I did get one. So thank you. And then there is this bundle of fabric. Now, this was another bundle. I'm going to get those out of the way. Another bundle that was on my bed. And this has this beautiful woodlands type of fabric. I haven't finished my woodlands journals, so I could incorporate some of this. There's quite a bit of it here. I could incorporate some of this into those journals as well. Love the mushrooms on here. Very pretty. And then, you know, there's just different pieces that you can cut out. So I don't know if I can or not, but I will maybe consider putting some of this in my journals, my woodlands journals, because it's all the same colors. So that's a good possibility. But if not, it will be saved for a separate project. But they are so pretty. Love the fairies. This little bunny is on here on several spots. The mushrooms, the hedgehog. Just so sweet. So yeah, I think I might use these in my journal if I can. And then, of course, it was wrapping up other goodness. So here it is. Love this. Now, this has almost a feel of, it's like I don't know, it feels like there's some wool in here or something. It's very, very soft. beautiful, beautiful edging here that just would make, like, it's like in a machine embroidery right onto here, jacquard. And it's got a little bit of weight to it here that I can certainly use that to make a journal cover, just like that. Look at that. Easy peasy. Do a little bit of decorative trim on the edges, and maybe some focal point, but there's your journal cover. Gorgeous. And then this fabric has, it feels like it's cotton, but it has almost a wool feel to it. I don't know how to explain it. Oh, here we go. Here's a tag. Thai silk. Well, we just had a discussion about this yesterday, Angie and I. I don't think Thai silk is real silk. It is just there, because it's very soft, of course. It's their word. It's sort of like the word pashmina. If you look up the word pashmina, people call it pashmina cashmere, which really means it's not cashmere. It's just a version of a word that they use to say not cashmere, but make it look like it's cashmere. So I'll have to investigate what Thai silk is, because I don't think it's silk. It doesn't feel like silk to me. Although it is very soft, it feels more like a wool blend with a little bit of cotton in there. It's hard to explain, but it's beautiful fabric. And this solid fabric will cut up very nicely for yo-yos or flower making, depending on, of course, on whether or not it frays. I will play around with it. But whenever I'm going to try in the future that whenever I work on a piece of fabric, that I bring you along the whole way through it. But it has to be in a situation where I'm using it for journal covers, because that's when I kind of process it differently than when I just take it apart. When I take it apart, it's because I don't know what to do with it at this point, and I'm just taking it apart to get it more flat and contained, and maybe take the trims and put them separately. So then it's just coming apart into pieces. But when I take something apart with the idea that I'm going to make journals out of it, then we're talking ruffles and pockets, and maybe some flowers, or some type of clusters and overlays. So when I do that type of work, I haven't brought you along for that yet, but when I do that type of work where I'm taking a garment apart, knowing that that's going to be it with the garment, when it's done, it's gone, then I will certainly bring you along for that ride. It's a long process. It's not something I can do in a 1-hour video, but I do the preparation in that time period, and then you see how it gets ready to be what it's supposed to be in the end. So whenever I'm doing that type of thing where I'm making a journal and I'm using a specific fabric, then I will bring you along for those make some videos with those, so that you can see how I make this gone in a good way. Gone, but in a good way. Done. Gone and done. So there's that one. Now this one is part of the fabric. Oh, look at the trim on this. Oh, how come you're not keeping these beautiful trims? Oh, I could give away one or two, but to give away so many, they're just beautiful. So she had made a journal for me in this very same fabric. Here is this. Look at the sleeve on this. Oh, that's just beautiful. Oh my goodness. So she had made a journal cover for me using this fabric, and it must have been the bottom part had a lot of rhinestones on it. So I will get the cover again, because I have shown it to you, but I will get the cover again and when I'm going to work on it. So I will put this aside to work with on the cover when I do. And then you'll see this fabric again. So she's given me the extra fabric. So thank you for this. I love, love, love this. Beautiful. And I am into green, and she knows I love green. And we were out thrifting one day, and you know, I saw this dress. She showed it to me. It was in her cart, and I said, "Oh, it's beautiful." And then the next thing I know, it was on my bed. So here it is in all its glory. Let me just unroll it here. Okay, it is quite the dress. I can't even really do justice to it here. I just have to find the top of it first. Okay, so here is the top of the dress. So there's the neck line, and it's one of those fake jackets. It's not a real jacket. It's just this piece comes over to the front. Now it looks like it's taken a little bit of wear because there are a few strings and things to cut. And I noticed today that it is got a hole in it, and I didn't make this hole, so it's definitely got a, you know, it was done with. They must have caught it on something and then said, that's it, can't be fixed. Shame for them, but good for me. So that's how it comes, like that, the top. And it's, I don't know if the camera is showing it or not, but it's a very teal green color, like a very, yeah, not really forest green, but kind of a bluey green color. It's beautiful. It's got all of this trim along the edge that can be taken out of here. And then all of this meshy fabric here can easily be used for making ruffles. It would ruffle up so easy on the machine. So I will make that into ruffles, definitely. This will all become trim that comes off the dress. And then the dress keeps going on the front. Now on the back, it has all the embroidered pattern on the back as well. And it just keeps going, and it's an A-line dress, so of course it gets wider and wider at the bottom. Now on the front, it is just hemmed. There is a layer underneath it, a lining that is beautiful fabric. This will tear very nice. It's a polyester blend with cotton. That I know automatically from the feel. So it's a polyester blend with cotton, but it will tear really nicely to make some lovely shabby ribbons to use. It's just the same way you use a sari silk. And then when you see the bottom edge of the outside, okay, I got it twisted here. Yeah, so here's the edge of the little jackety type thing. On the outside edge of the jacket is all of this trim along the bottom. It's a little worn on the bottom, but this, I probably wouldn't leave it like this anyway, because this just says embroider me, do some sequins, add some gems, add some buttons. So I will love to play on this, and it goes all the way around the back of the jacket or the dress, because it's like the jacket back, even though it's attached to this at the back. Does that make sense? So yeah, it goes around for miles. There is lots of it. So when it comes time to taking this apart and playing with it, I will cut the trim off separately, and then knowing that I'm going to further enhance it for use. And maybe do some patch journal covers with it, where I use strips of this as well as the other trims and stuff. So lots of options and ideas to use with this, but it's so beautiful. Now this has a black background, which is very neutral. And yeah, I would definitely do some beadwork and things on top of here to further enhance it on a journal cover or whatever way I use this trim. This trim is also, this in particular, because it's got some good weight to it and it has a nice plain background. This is very nice to stitch onto a base, whether it be paper like cardstock or fabric itself, and make pockets. It's gorgeous for that. Or tags. I could cut it into a tag size, stitch it down to to a piece of manila file folder and have a beautiful fabric tag. And before I actually stitch it down, I may do some beadwork on the top, or stitch it down and just do some embellishing with, by hot gluing things down. But it's always nice when you stitch it, then it looks a little bit more handmade and more beautiful. But gluing things down on top is also equally nice, like a nice big flower or some ribbon or lace overlay. So many possibilities with this, and there's so much of it. It's just so fun because this material goes on and on for this dress. So I can cut out these. Oh, Thelma, I'm just so, happy and excited, but overwhelmed. But I can cut out these little flowers individually, like the vines, and create some fun pieces on projects, overlays again, over top of the snippet roll bases, all those wonderful things to make some fun stuff. Oh my goodness. And all the shades of green, this girl is after my heart with all of this lovely green stuff. Isn't that fun? So yes, thank you so much, Thelma. Oh, I sure miss that girl. Not for all the goodies, but just the fact that, our minds never stop. And it's probably why we can only be with each other for so long, because I think we start to go into convulsions after a while with all this stuff that we find. Our creative brains never let it go. So it's just, I guess that's why we're only allowed to have so much time together. But I'm hoping I will get to see her in the fall in September if I get a chance to go back to Winnipeg. So hoping, not sure yet, but still thinking about it. So the last and certainly not the least is a gift from Val. Val, I love this. I have a couple of ideas of what I want to use it for, but I'm still not sure, but I will hang it up in my studio eventually. Is this, and I've got one, and now I have two, and I see these and I'm always tempted to buy more, but I haven't decided what I'm using them for yet. It's one of those hanger things. I guess they used it for jewelry. It's got a zipper, and all these are little pockets, clear pockets in excellent shape. All the zippers work. All the pockets are fabulous. There's no staining or anything. So I think, people for the most part use them for jewelry or small items. So I'm kind of thinking that I will either use it for display, and my thought was to put some handmade flowers in it, because it would look so pretty with all different colors of flowers. It would also look really pretty with all different kinds of little threads, like for slow stitching. So I have a few ideas. I'm not quite sure yet. I don't know that I want to put jewelry in it. It's too nice for jewelry. How's that? It's too nice for jewelry. I don't think jewelry would do it justice. I really want to play on the little pockets and do different things in there. I even thought about putting like a background paper, and doing stuff in here with the paper, and then adding something in front of it. But I'm thinking it's going to be maybe little pockets of color of like threads with the matching sequins, sort of like a slow stitch in a bag, but where they're all contained, where I can say, oh, today I'm going to work with this shade, and I'll have everything. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And because I have two of them, I would certainly have enough. And the fact that they're on both sides says I could really expand on that. So I'm thinking that it would have slow stitching components in here that I can hang up and look at and be inspired. And so maybe I'll put a couple of flowers and some beads and sequins and buttons, all to match, to do one little kit. So when I get to doing that, I will certainly bring you along. And for those of you that do the slow stitching, you may want to consider that too. Like, what if you had a little white doily that you put up in here, and some vintage lace, and 3 cream colored buttons and your thread. So everything is ready, that when you take this out, you've got all the stuff to work with to make that little project. Oh, I'm just getting excited. So I'm looking forward to using this for sure. And I have 2 of these now. So now I might have to go and collect more so I can make these little inspiration pockets. That's what I'm going to call this. Inspiration pockets. There you go, Val. I've come up with the idea. Now I bet you're sorry you gave this to me, but I love it. I'm going to play on that. And yeah, we will come back with something because I have so many pieces of small pieces of lace where it's like, you know, I can match it up with other things, but I just have that much of it. And those are perfect for slow stitching. So yeah, I think I've dreamed up what I'm going to use this for, and I will bring you along when I go to fill it. So thank you so much for this, Val. But after I picked this up and I was starting to show you, there's one more thing to show you. And this came from Thelma as well. This was one of those on my pillow things. And these are little bells. Yeah, I'm really going to do that slow stitching thing for sure. These are beautiful little India bells. They're fun. And, you know, I don't think they would be too hard to make. Maybe we have to make some of these one of these. Oh, look at. Oh. Okay, I can't play you a tune, but I'll work on it. So I think it depends on how I'm holding them. Oh yeah, that's got a good ring. But these I would love to use on a tassel. They would be so cute to add on. Like you've got the ring here, so you can add lots of fun things to it, and then dangle these from your journals, and possibly put like 2 or 3 on the tassel. It makes for a very bulky tassel, but you know, you can stagger them a little bit too, so that it's more like one long strand. But they would be awesome to have on a tassel with lots of fun dangles and fibers and different threads and ribbons and stuff to enhance it further. So yeah, that's a possibility there. So you guys, it's just amazing. You know, when you have you're with like-minded people and they know what you like, they you know, and it's not like we spend lots and lots of money doing this. We go thrifting. We find these things. We cut the trims off of things. Look at this, is just beautiful. And it's just fun to be with like-minded people and share the experience of sharing, not just sharing your product, sharing your ideas, sharing, you know, the time together and having the laughs and the craziness. And the fun part about that too is, you know, it doesn't matter what your age is, whether you're young or older. The common thing is the creative sharing experience. I can never say enough about that, how good it is for your psyche, how good it is just to have that fun. So go out there and find your people, because they're out there and they're looking for you too. And when you get started, at first it takes 1 or 2, and the next thing you know, you have a group of friends that you can share this fun journey with. It just blows my mind every time. And I'm sharing it with all of you, all of my subscribers. You are just like me. And if ever you want to get together with me, you know, I told you, just call me and let me know, message me, and, you know, find your way out here. Because, you know, you can come and play in my studio too. And I'll take you thrifting to all my wonderful places. And I'll put things on your bed too at night. So thank you very much for joining me on this little share with you. And know that there's more, always more, and more to tell you, and more fun experience, as well as the creativity and the tutorials. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish you all a very creative day and a creative weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Bye for now.